evening, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. We begin tonight with a weather impact alert as we continue to track monsoon storms with heavy rain falling in some parts of the valley.
That's right. That rain brought some heavy flooding to parts of Far East Valley. A viewer sent in this video from East Apache Junction. That's in a neighborhood there. A flash flood warning remains in effect until 11:15
12 News journalist Chase Golightly saw some of that flooding himself tonight. He's now live in Mesa near Southern and Ellsworth. And Chase, it looks like it's really coming down out there.
Yeah, he's soaked.
That's right. It's a good thing I brought the rain jacket out today, Mark and Caribe. This rain has been coming down steadily, I would say, for at least the past hour. And you can see these slick road conditions. These are all over Mesa, as you can see some cars driving by, kicking up that water. And like I mentioned, this is all over East Mesa with that rain coming down. As far as the wind goes, I want to point out this giant flag that we have over here. That's moving pretty well. This is facing south, but I also kind of want to face more east as well. These lights kind of picking up just how much rain is coming down. And one thing I'll tell you, it's over in this direction where we've been seeing plenty of lightning happening, especially in Apache Junction, which is dealing a lot of with that lightning and flooding. Let's go ahead and take you video now. When we were in Apache Junction about an hour ago, the lightning strikes were constant, the rain was coming down, and then of course you had the flooding. Apache Junction, one of the hardest hit areas today. I believe they received more than an inch of rain in certain parts of it, and we know that when that rain's really coming down in Apache Junction, it does create those flooded roads. We were seeing even big trucks struggling a little bit to get through some of those roadways, especially with all that water accumulation on the right side. And we were seeing water coming out of sewer holes and things of that nature. So Apache Junction really hit hard. We're about maybe 15 minutes southwest of that location. Again, that rain back out here live is coming down hard. We're not seeing any significant flooding, but if you are on the roads anywhere in Mesa, you definitely want to be careful, especially when you are coming in on the right side of the road, making any sort of turns. Be sure to take your time, slow down, and be careful out there. Because like I said, what you're seeing right here is pretty much all throughout the east side of Mesa. We'll send it back to you in studio.
All right, Chase, thanks. Traffic cameras captured steady rain coming down across the valley this evening. Take a look at the conditions and the wet roads that drivers have been dealing with. Let's bring in meteorologist Lindsay Riley. And Linz, could that rain be sticking with us all night?
All night, yes, and it is now spreading further to the west across the valley. So it started in Apache Junction around 7 p.m. It's been raining ever since there, and the reason for the flooding is because these are extremely slow-moving showers and thunderstorms. We haven't had many severe thunderstorm warnings. It's all about the flooding through the overnight. So it's not just Apache Junction now that's seeing the rain. Mesa is, same thing with Tempe, and this is going to slowly spread west through the overnight. So if you're watching from downtown or even the West Valley, you will be getting rain throughout the overnight hours. And here's a closer look at some of those heavier showers around Santan Valley, Queen Creek, up through Apache Junction. Parts of Apache Junction, 1.3 to 1.4 inches of rain in just the last 6 hours. That's why you saw some of that flooding there. Gilbert now, Mesa, getting some heavy showers along the 202, Scottsdale, and up through the Cave Creek area. This is North Scottsdale, seeing some heavy showers. And then the West Valley so far dry, but you will also see rain during the overnight, because look at all this building back to the east from White River into Globe. This entire batch is going to be impacting the valley and the lower deserts through the pre-dawn hours tomorrow. So we'll have pockets of heavy rainfall through the overnight. We're also seeing some residual showers up in northeastern Arizona. And this is just painting a picture of rain amounts and how expansive this is going to be. Phoenix is in the blue here. That's over 1/2 inch. And that includes the whole valley. But also most of the lower deserts are also in that 1/2 inch plus category down through Casa Grande. So this is going to be a big time soaking rain event, not just for the lower deserts, but for the high country as well. We can expect some rain and flooded roadways even to stick around for the morning commute tomorrow. Closer look at that hour-by-hour forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Mark?
All right, Linz, thanks. Whenever monsoon storms move through the state, stay with 12 News for continuing coverage. All you have to do is download the 12 News app on your TV or your electronic device and watch for free.
And we're following some breaking news out of Peoria. A woman is dead after police say her boyfriend shot her. 12
News journalist Tiani Jadalang is live at the scene. And Tiani, what do you know so far?
Mark Caribe, according to the Peoria Police Department, it was a suspect that called the police and admitted to shooting his girlfriend after having a verbal argument. This is what the scene is looking like at this hour. Still some police presence here. We did speak to some neighbors. They tell us they understand the suspect and victim were having problems at home, but are shocked to hear the news. When police arrived, they say the adult male surrendered to officers. Shortly after, officers went inside and performed life-saving measures to the female. She was transported to the local hospital where she later died. Peoria police say this is an ongoing investigation, but an isolated incident.
The Peoria Police Department received a call of a shooting. An adult male called in and related that he had shot his adult female girlfriend after a verbal argument. Officers arrived on scene and the male self-surrendered to the police. Officers then went inside and provided life-saving measures to the adult female. She was transported to a local hospital where she ultimately succumbed to her injuries.
Police say the victim and suspect were in the same home at the time of the shooting, and no names have been released at this time. That suspect is in police custody. As for here, back out at the scene, Peoria Police Department will stay here as the investigation continues, and they will work throughout the night. Live in Peoria, I'm Tiani Jadalang, 12 News.
All right, Tiani, thank you. An investigation is underway after an infant was found dead inside of an empty apartment complex near 7th Street in Dunlap. Police found the infant unresponsive around noon, and when fire crews got there, they pronounced the baby dead. Police say that there are no obvious signs of foul play and that they are not looking for any suspects. We're still working to learn the infant's age and the circumstances surrounding the death.
New details tonight in the death of a 2-year-old boy who was found in a car in South Phoenix last night. Police responded to a home near 25th Street and Baseline where they say 2-year-old Marcelino Valdez was found in a parked car. The toddler was taken to the hospital but sadly did not survive. Police are still investigating but say there are no obvious signs of foul play right now. Also new tonight, Centennial High School has a new principal. The Peoria Unified School District Governing Board approved Darian Schoolcraft to take over the role. He currently serves as the school's assistant principal and athletic director. The former principal resigned in May after months of scrutiny over allegations that school leadership failed to properly report reports of sexual misconduct involving 2 former teachers. Several community members spoke in support of Schoolcraft's appointment, but 2 board members raised concerns about the ongoing police investigation. The board ultimately approved him in a 3-2 vote.
President Trump delivered a speech tonight alleging election insecurity and offering some broad conspiracies about voting machines and even declassifying some documents.
But many of the files and allegations have already been made public, and some have been investigated. NBC's Kelly O'Donnell has more from Washington.
In a primetime address to the nation, President Trump laid out his concerns about elections in the United States just months before the midterm elections, which will determine control of Congress and will have an enormous impact on the final 2 years of his time in office. The president laid out new questions that he has been talking about for many, many years, raising doubts about elections in the United States and foreign interference. He is also providing new documents that he has declassified. Many of those documents, though, have already been publicly discussed in broad terms by the intelligence community's reports and on work that was done to examine the 2020 election.
The documents we will release starting tonight have been gathered by the White House Government Transparency Task Force, a great group of people, along with the staff of the President's Intelligence Advisory Board, supported by our top intelligence agency chiefs.
The president raised concerns in 4 key areas. He raised the issue of China obtaining voter information. That is publicly available data about who is voting and in what locations, but it does not include the content of votes. The president did not lay out any new information that would suggest any foreign governments were able to alter the outcomes of U.S. elections in 2020 or at any other time. He also expressed concern about get out the vote activities that may have included registering non-citizens. But again, registration is not casting those ballots, and he made no claim that there was actual evidence of non-citizens voting in any way that would alter the outcome of an election in 2020. The president is saying he will work with various states where they believe there are concerns to try to shore up the election systems. He says this isn't about weakening public support for elections, although critics may say it will do just that. The big pitch the president made is that he believes legislation he supports, known as the SAVE Act or the Save America Act, which would require voter ID and proof of citizenship to register and to cast a ballot, that should be passed. Although it's been very clear by even the Republicans in Congress that it is unlikely to pass the Senate.
Arizona Secretary of State Adrian Fontes is pushing back on President Trump's election claims, calling them a repackaging of old allegations that he says are not supported by the facts.
Fontes says Arizona's election system still has the same safeguards used in previous elections, adding that the comments create unnecessary doubt about election workers across the state who he says are committed to doing the right thing.
I mean, none of this is new. None of these accusations are new. And as we pore over the alleged new documents, it's just pages and pages of blacked out nonsense. There's nothing there. And it casts doubt on our elections in places that don't deserve it.
If you'd like to review the documents yourself, the White House has them up right now on whitehouse.gov.